PSVR2 just lost one of its heroes. A ton of new PSVR2 announcements. A highly anticipated first-person shooter launches next week. A new look at Resident Evil Requiem is incoming. Battlefield 6 major update, PSSR2, PS6 Handheld, and more. We have so much to talk about today, but before that, please double check that you're subscribed to Nothing But Gaming. Also, if you could hit that like button for me, I would very much appreciate it. Thank you guys for all of your support. It means a lot. Alright, let's talk PlayStation.
Hello everyone, Color from Tunermaxx here. Unfortunately, I have a little bit of sad news for you today because the time has finally come where we will have to stop supporting PlayStation VR2.
Tunermaxx has already given us 3 games on PSVR2, Rainbow Reactor Fusion, Snow Scout, and the latest excellent PSVR2 exclusive, 90s Extreme Skiing. Unfortunately, that will be all, as the head of the studio, Mr. Tunermaxx, announced a few days ago that they will no longer support PSVR2. The reason is that their Unity Pro licenses are expiring, and these are quite expensive to renew. We're talking about 2000 USD. Additionally, their PS5 Pro dev kit will be remotely deactivated soon, so they would have to buy one for an even higher price than a yearly Unity Pro subscription. This would be fine if their PSVR2 games were profitable, but unfortunately, despite being excellent, especially 90s Extreme Skiing, I really think that's a game every PSVR2 gamer should try someday, especially the multiplayer component. They are not selling enough, and they are certainly not making any profits. It's always a sad day when we lose a PSVR2 developer, and it's even worse when we're talking about Tunermaxx. Kala is one of the most passionate PSVR2 developers out there. He really loves PSVR2. You can sense that in the emails he sent me every time he had something PSVR2 related to announce. So shout out to Kala and everyone at Tunermaxx. Best of luck in your next adventure, and let this serve as a reminder for the community to never stop supporting PSVR2 devs who are going above and beyond to make super fun and engaging PSVR2 games for us to enjoy. Speak with your wallets, guys, if you don't want this to happen again. The time has finally come, my friends. Zero Caliber is finally launching on PSVR2 next Friday, December 12th, and the price will most likely be $24.99. That is, unless everyone watching this video right now takes a second to go add the game to their wishlist. If you don't know what Zero Caliber is, the simplest way for me to describe it would be this. It's the closest we can get to a Call of Duty in VR. It has a campaign, it has co-op, it has classic PvP modes like deathmatch, etc. So yeah guys, stay tuned for the review. I should have one ready for you before launch. Urban Wolf Games just announced 2 things for PSVR2. A new DLC for Legendary Tales titled Dawn of History, coming out in Q1 2026. And a new concept project that is meant to showcase what the future of VR gaming should be in the eyes of Urban Wolf Games. Let's talk first about the DLC. The first thing to note here is that this DLC will be priced between 20 to 25 USD. It will be unlocked after you clear the final boss of the base game. If you don't do that, you cannot access this DLC. It will have 7 new maps, 19 new enemy types, including 2 new bosses, and a bunch of new weapons and skills. It's worth mentioning that the base game will be updated once this DLC drops, and this update will increase player movement by 60% as well as overhaul the stat system. Now, as for the concept project, first of all, this is a concept project, meaning what you're seeing right now is most likely never releasing. With that said, if you do like what you see here, then make sure to let Urban Wolf Games know in the comments below. They did say if the reaction is good, then they might keep working on it. So yeah, if you think this hybrid concept looks interesting and has potential, then be sure to comment below. PSVR 2 just got 4 new game announcements. The first and perhaps most exciting one has to be Exoshock. This action FPS game is coming to Quest and Steam VR soon, but it's not yet available on the PlayStation Store. However, take a look at this. I don't know about you, but to me, this is the confirmation. Then we have Automa, a story-driven action-adventure game by Fast 4 Studios that looks a lot like Half-Life Alyx, which is fine by me since, you know, that game never came to PSVR 2. This one has a 2026 release window. Next we have Death Horizon Reloaded, a story-driven zombie shooter by Horizon Lab. The game has decent reviews on MetaQuest and Steam, so this should be decent enough, but obviously don't expect it to be anywhere near as good as Arizona Sunshine. And finally, Shop and Stuff Supermarket Simulator from developer Hyperreality. This is the least exciting announcement for me personally. I have like zero interest in this, but to each their own, so I thought you guys should know. Before moving on to the PS5 only news, I want to inform you guys that Resident Evil Requiem will be present with a new terrifying look at the Game Awards next Thursday, December 11th. Could this be it? And by it, I mean the long-awaited PSVR 2 announcement. I mean, it could be. But I'm honestly not anticipating that. I think a PSVR 2 announcement will only happen at a PlayStation State of Play. So maybe this is where they finally reveal Leon, or at least I hope they do. I mean, come on guys. We all know Leon is the main protagonist in the game. Just announce it already. Let's take a look now at the November download charts, and lo and behold, despite criticism, despite everyone hating on this game, Black Ops 7 is at the #1 spot, followed by Arc Raiders, EA Sports FC 26, Dispatch, and Battlefield 6. Great to see Battlefield 6 still holding its own at the 4th spot, but what about PSVR 2? Well, I'd say no surprises there. Alien Rogue Incursion continues to sell like hotcakes on Sony's VR platform, almost a year after its release. And I am so happy to see that. It's one of the best games on PSVR 2. Great to see Metro Awakening and Arizona Sunshine Remake in the list as well. These are top tier must-play titles. And I'm also happy to see that V-Racer Hoverbike made it into the top 10 list. Despite my criticism for that game, which is mostly graphics related, I still think this is a very fun game, and I hope Vertex Breakers can patch it up to make it look way better than it currently does.
Big Rome.
According to reputable leaker Moore's Law is Dead, the PS5 Pro is getting both FSR4 and PSSR2, which is expected to deliver a massive visual upgrade compared to the current version of PSSR in 2026. Sony heard the negative feedback loud and clear, and they have been working behind the scenes with game developers on this new, improved version of PSSR, which aims to compete with FSR4 and even DLSS 4. So great news for PS5 Pro owners. It looks like the shimmering days of PSSR are soon to be over. Also, according to Moore's Law is Dead, Sony is a bit annoyed at how few developers support the low power mode on the PS5 so far. And no, it's not because they care about the environment. It's because they need them to support this feature for getting PS6 Handheld support ready before its launch. This means they don't want to rely on developers making dedicated patches for the PS6 Handheld. Of course, they would not say no to that, as that will probably ensure the game runs even better than on PS5. But in case the developer doesn't patch the game, then you have your backward compatibility covered through this PS5 low power mode. It's a smart strategy that I think will pay off eventually. So let me know in the comments below if you're excited to get your hands on the PS6 Handheld or not. Do you guys remember London Studio, the PlayStation first-party studio that was shut down by ex-CEO Jim Ryan after they had worked on a live service game for years? Well, in case you were curious about the project they were working on, I'm happy to let you know that 8 former London studio developers have formed a new studio called Twisted Works, and they just released the first trailer for their first game called Castouts, which is pretty much London Studios' cancelled PS5 game. And I don't know about you guys, but to me, this looks way worse than Concord. I guess we know now why Sony cancelled it. So good luck, Twisted Works. You're going to need it. Before closing this video, I want to let you guys know that a new 4-player cooperative shooter from Bad Robot Games, directed by Mike Booth, best known for his work on Left 4 Dead, will be published soon by Sony Interactive Entertainment. The game has been in development for a while now. It will be releasing day 1 on PS5 and PC, and we'll be getting more details very soon, potentially at the Game Awards. I also want to remind you that the third and final phase of Season 1 of Battlefield 6 begins next Tuesday, December 9th. The game will receive an update on the same day that adds the limited time events Icelock Gauntlet and Icelock Empire State, as well as a new melee weapon, portal updates, and a bunch of other improvements. And finally, don't forget that Microsoft's Flight Simulator 2024 is launching in just 2 days on PS5, next Monday, December 8th. We're used to it at this point, but still, I had to put this here.
Just 4 games.
And that's all I have for you today, guys. Thank you for watching, and for more PlayStation news, reviews, and discussions, make sure you stick with MBG.